What's going on, Firebenders? FireFlowerPower is back, and we are here with two OGs, the Legend of Grooves and Obi.
What's up, everyone?
Hey, we're back.
We are back. It's been a while, fellas. It really has been. Definitely a hype moment for me personally to be able to reopen the podcast and talk to you guys. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think the last time we did something like this was E3 2017, and I was just talking about Prime 4 the whole time.
Which still not out, but it's also
Nope.
we'll see. But for right now, since it's been a while, I definitely want to talk about the favorite what kind of favorite series we're into. That way, people that are first time listening to us can can kind of get to know each other. I would of course just give you guys the floor first, since you guys are the VIP guests in the podcast, part of the podcast. So if we can start with Obi, your favorite series, what they mean to you, and what kind of games you're playing.
Sure. So I don't know if I can go that psychological as like what it means to me, but I've been playing the most recent game I've been playing is replaying, I should say, because I played it in the original release. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on the Switch.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said yeah.
Yes, definitely, I agree. So I've gotten to the very end, but I admit, like, that final boss, I had to put it in casual mode because I couldn't beat it. So I'm redoing it. I saved right before the final boss just so I could go back and like get everything and after I got that past that certain point, I did not save again, so I could go back and level up and whatnot. Because I still don't really understand the gem crafting. Maybe Bruce will know a little bit more about that. I've just used the gems that I get by beating stuff up. Anyways.
Yeah. Gem crafting is important.
Sounds like you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to get too deep into it unless y'all want to make this all about Xenoblade. But that's
it's only my favorite RPG ever, so
Available now on Switch.
Available now, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Okay, well then, and you were right about the question. So, what would you say OB is your favorite series and what they mean to you? What it means to you?
I mean, overall, I would probably say Animal Crossing. I started playing with the GameCube version, and I don't know, it's just something about it. Like when the freedom in that game, it just felt nice. You can do what you want, decorate everything how you want, personalize it. So, like just the first time I played it on the GameCube and just not knowing what to do because it was in English and I didn't know how to read English, so I was just kind of just walking around doing random stuff. Like it felt good just to be lost.
Oh, wow.
And then randomly shaking a tree and finding like this cool furniture item to put in your house.
A whole couch in a tree.
yeah, pretty
or
much.
money. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, and again, Obi, welcome back. It's been a while, but so happy to have you back. And I guess that's it. No, I'm just kidding. We'll go next to the Legend of Grooves, of course.
It's still doing that. I still remember when you did that back in like what? When did we do that one with the whole gang? Like 2015.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
Some things never change.
Oh, well, welcome, Grooves, and of course, we'll start with the type of games you've been playing, or not just the type, but what games are you playing?
Right. So the last 3 months of my, or not 3 months, 3 weeks of my life have been overtaken by Elden Ring. The Dark Souls series is one of my favorites. I especially love Bloodborne. But Elden Ring, I don't think anybody expected that game to be as massive as it is. Like I have like 60 hours in it, and like I'm only feeling like I'm getting over the halfway point hurdle. Like the game is stupid big, but it's super immersive and a really really good time. So been having a lot of fun with Elden. Besides that, the last couple of months I've been pretty addicted to different randomizers for some games. Played a ridiculous amount of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix randomizer, which is just incredibly fun and like can endlessly be replayed. Majora's Mask randomizer, I've gotten really good at that too. And Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's one of my games that I speedrun. So playing randomizers of that is really fun as well. So that's kind of what I've been playing for like the last couple of months.
I don't know why that reminded me, but what is that one thing that Richter says in Smash? Get out of here, or you don't belong
Oh
here.
yeah, oh yeah, die monster! You don't belong.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and so, what is your favorite series, and what does it mean to you?
Ooh, so like it's hard to say series. I have like so many different series that I could say. I love Final Fantasy. My favorite RPG of all time is Xenoblade Chronicles. But I still have yet to finish two, so I need to work on that. Uh, I think one series that always comes to mind where it's just every single game is a blast to me is Devil May Cry. Devil May
Oh,
Cry is a really really fun series that kind of like goes all in on its cheese factor, but then it just has this amazing gameplay on top of it. So you're getting this really dumb story of just all this really like, just things happening that are just out of the question for like possible. But and Dante's like such a ridiculous main character half the time, but the gameplay on top of that is like so well thought out and methodical. So yeah, when I think of like favorite series, Devil May Cry is normally what comes
oh
to mind.
wow,
Hmm.
that is crazy, and wow, and that's oh wow, that's crazy because I actually didn't unless you told me that and I just forgot. But wow, that's actually pretty cool. Like Devil May Cry. Okay.
I told you how mad I was when Dante didn't
Oh,
get into
that's right.
Smash. So
That's right. That's definitely right.
Hey, there was the
Um.
me costume.
Oh my
No,
goodness. No.
that's worse than nothing. Honestly,
At least, like, hey, you exist, but we can only give you the costume.
it's the same with Doom Guy. It's just like
Oh
it
my
kind of feels
goodness.
like a slap in the face.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, Legend of Goose. Like I told Obi, it's really great to have you back as well, and we really hope to, keep these podcasts going and stuff. So welcome
Oh yeah.
back, man. All right, and it's
Be
up to
back.
me of what kind of games I've been playing lately. I have been playing Majora's Mask. I am going through that playthrough and uploading the funny moments on the YouTube channel. And the thing is I am playing those to heart, meaning that I am actually playing them again. It's almost like for the first time, just being able to, kind of play it and just talk about what I feel. It's really nice. It is really different when you're just kind of playing it, offline. I guess for me, I know some may not agree, but for me it does feel different to be able to, you know, essentially talk to people whoever's watching the video and hopefully they like it. But Majora's Mask is what I'm playing, and I am playing Destiny 2, and that is because I unfortunately got my girl really hooked into it. And I say unfortunately because she was never an FPS fan. She came from Splatoon. She swore up and down she would never play an FPS. Got her to try Destiny 2, and now she cannot stop playing Destiny 2. And so I enjoy it, Destiny 2, so I'll still play with her and all, but she would be the one that was constantly playing that the most. But other than that, other than Destiny 2 and Majora's Mask at this time, I am looking forward for like Kirby, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So there's that too. And in terms of my favorite series and what it means to me, I still have to go with Mario as cheesy and an old fashioned answer. I do enjoy the Mario series, almost all of them, including like the Mario versus Donkey Kong franchise that no one really talks about. The
The
only
deep
one,
cuts.
the only one I really haven't played is the Mario Paint and
What?
Mario and Sonic at the
Have you
Olympic Games.
played the Mario and Luigi games?
Yeah, I have, and I love them. I'm actually a really big fan of them. I know a lot of other fans may say otherwise, but I'm actually into those series. So was actually really sad when that studio was done. And we'll probably get into that in a future podcast. But in terms of, yeah, it was really sad for me to see them go like that. But
Yep. I know how much you loved Paper Jam, especially coming off of Ticker Star.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
and that's the other thing. I think because there is like maybe one or two. I say what two because I can't remember how one particular game ends, even though I might have played it. But I think it was Paper Jam that I still haven't played, and
that's the Mario. That's the last Paper Mario game.
before,
I mean,
yeah,
Mario and Luigi game.
yeah, and that was the one where you actually have like the cardboard versions of like the. That's what I'm trying to remember, cause I don't really remember if like I actually played it. So I'm sticking with
That's the
no.
one where you had Mario and Luigi, and then you also had Paper Mario
Paper
in
Mario.
battle. So
Yeah.
you know how the Partners in Time, you had like Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario,
Yes.
Baby Luigi.
Yes. Hmm.
So it's kind of like that, but just 3 characters, with Paper Mario being one of them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, cause I know that when that game came out, that was during that time that game came out. It was their last game that they released, and that's when we all
Yep,
learned about the fate of the company.
that was
So
their last original game. They
yeah.
did 2 remakes after that.
So that's what I do remember. But yeah, Mario to me means a lot, just I still remember that was the first game I saw like at a store. Being at those kiosks where the 64s were at the Walmarts connected to like the game section. I just remember all of that, and then I don't know, just something about Mario that clicked, and to this day. And the other thing is that as cheesy as it sounds, like yeah, Mario just kind of showed me that what it's like to be an adventurer, and to kind of be brave and go out there and save the princess. And I know a lot of people are like, okay, that's like too far, but like no, that's really kind of what I personally got away from, took away from games like that when I was a kid. So I think that's also what kind of drew my attention, because I also am a lot. I'm really aligned to heroes where they're actually there helping and making a difference. And that milk commercial is something one of my favorite commercials too. That's what actually got me to be into milk. Is that Mario
Wow.
commercial that got milk. And I liked milk because Mario liked milk. So it was one
What
of those
about the?
things. It worked with me.
Did you go picking up trash after the Mario Sunshine commercial?
Not
Clean is
exactly.
better than dirty.
Not exactly, but I would start throwing my cans in the recycling bin.
Yeah.
Because
Thanks, Mario.
of Mario. Yeah. So yeah, it's lessons like that I took, and that Mario does truly mean a lot to me. But again, guys, thank you guys so much. And this is our first official podcast, so obviously, for people tuning in, this we may do more intros and other podcasts as well. But for now, I do want to get into our official podcast, our very first one, going live as of recently. And I want to jump right into our first topic, which I do want to talk about, and it is Nintendo's online service. And and this gloves are off, ladies and gentlemen. And as much as we love Nintendo, trust me, we all have something to say. And Colton, I gave Obi the last opening, so Colton, Mr. Groose, go ahead, and the floor is yours.
Nah, I don't think it's as bad as people blow it out to seem. However, most of the stuff that they provide for it, I don't really get much out of. Like being able to play all those classic games and everything is great, especially on the go. But I don't know. I have emulators and everything, so none of that really means a lot to me. And then even then, I kind of wish that Nintendo put a little bit more effort into their servers, especially when we play Smash, and you know how Smash Online is.
Yep.
So I have an NSO membership, but not the like extra one that gives you the N64
Expansion.
stuff. Yeah, I wasn't interested in getting that just for N64 and Genesis. It is really cool that they're adding like season pass stuff, like the Animal Crossing one and the Mario Kart one to that. That is like a good way to make that way more worth it. But I feel like at the time it came out, it didn't seem very worth it at all. Besides N64. But that's just me. Like I don't,
No, I agree.
I kind of sometimes will sit in my the hater corner, but even with this, it's like for people that get use out of it, like good for them.
Yeah.
I personally, if I'm going to be playing these 64 games, I'm going to be playing them on an emulator where I can, you know, have filters and stuff on my PC. The actual taking it on the go aspect of it doesn't mean too much to me, especially because I've been doing some of that with like a PSP for years. You know.
And feel free to jump in whenever, Obed, because I definitely do want to also talk about this in particular. But to me, okay, so my thing is this. I grew up with, having a Wii, having a GameCube, jumping on the 360 wagon, the PS3 wagon, and actually, take that back. Not the PS3. I never owned the PS3, but I would play with friends and stuff. But what I'm trying to get at here is, so I'm here's my thing. I understand when people are like, "Oh, that price for that," like, okay, like that doesn't make sense. But okay, so my thing is, I've been from the 360. I've been paying $59.99 for a year's worth of Xbox Live, and that's to access online games. Sure, they threw in the Xbox Live library, later, but I've always had to pay $59.99. So when Nintendo said $49.99 plus the expansion, and it covers you for the year. For me, it was like, that's still $10 cheaper than what I'm like right now. I'm paying $59.99 for my PS5 online services. So in my mind, like, yeah, I get it, 59 plus 59, but my thing is that's the standard, I guess. To me, it didn't bother me that much that was the price. What's sort of kind of like my thought process is, okay, at least Nintendo, you should take care of the servers, a little better. We want to play the games, making sure we have a pleasant experience when we're playing online services on your servers. So I guess that's my only thing from it, is that would be the only, my personal reason to be like, why 49 when we don't have like dedicated servers.
I agree and I don't agree, because part of it also is, yeah, the the price is a thing, but I kind of feel like PS Plus has been more worth it. Like I still don't like the idea of paying for online in the first place at all. And Xbox started that on the 360 and
Yeah.
it sucks. But at least with PS Plus, I've gotten they've handed out Persona 5 Strikers, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, God of War, Bloodborne. They've handed out some big games for free with PS Plus, and I feel like those are worth way more than a bunch of classic games that Nintendo has that is available on their other consoles or emulator, because some of them aren't even available on there at all. Still waiting for Mario RPG to pop up at some point. So
oh, so it's
yeah,
Yep.
okay.
That's the last straggler.
So
For
it's
Super
yeah.
Nintendo, at least.
So it's more like you guys are saying, so it's more like you guys are okay, like the price is whatever, right? Like that's a price, right? It's always going to be an amount. But what you guys are saying is it's what you're getting back in terms of the games. Like, for example, yeah, I agree with you. PlayStation Plus, when it comes to their games, there's definitely something in there for everybody, almost, everybody, every month at least, So is that what we're referring to? What you guys are referring to regarding what is being offered by Nintendo at that price point?
For me,
it's part of that. Yeah. Oh, you go ahead.
oh, it's okay. I'm just saying, for me, when I'm referring to I think when most people complain about, it's not the type of, well, you hear there a lot, but I think most people just want communication features, achievements.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the major things that are missing from their online service. I think if they fix those two things, I don't even know if to call it a fix, because it's just at least the achievements. So far it seems like they just don't want to do them. But if they add those two things, I think a lot of the complaints will go away. Sure, I mean, the servers and stuff like that. I don't think every game needs a dedicated server. People just like to throw. They think that's gonna fix everything. Just say dedicated server and everything's gonna magically be fixed, or just say rollback, and that's not necessarily what should be added to every game. It depends on the game and how it's implemented.
Yeah.
But for me, I get what Bruce is saying. PlayStation offers these big AAA games that you can get through your PlayStation Plus subscription.
Mm-hmm.
it would be nice if Nintendo did something similar to that, but
Mm-hmm.
just something that they just probably look at the numbers and they know people are still gonna buy their games at the price.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
at least I'm satisfied with the classic games. I can take them with me anywhere, and I can play them. I can easily. I know you can do it on emulators, but you have to set up a bunch of stuff, and then your friend also has to set it up on the Switch. You can just be like, "Hey man, let's play Mario Kart 64." Cool, I'm online. You're online, and we're playing together
That
without
is
having
true.
to set up all this other stuff. So
Hmm.
for me,
Yeah.
that's
The
the
major point.
major benefit,
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, and that's good to hear because that's actually something I personally haven't given too much thought to because again, like for me, it was just more like I guess my mindset was like, oh, 49.99, like that's still what I'm gonna pay. So I guess I never really thought about that, and that actually is an eye opener because yeah, you guys are right. Like there's not really a lot that is being offered, other than Nintendo's own retro games and stuff. And which brings me to the fact that it's my first time knowing that F Zero X was on the 64. I never knew that. I thought that was an NES game, but turns
What?
out it was a 64 game. Yeah, I
Really,
didn't know. I
There
just.
wasn't there
I,
wasn't even an F-Zero on NES. It was
yeah,
Super
I
Nintendo.
don't even know why. Oh, that okay, and so that's why I was like, oh, okay, it was in 64. I didn't even know that. So that is cool. But yeah, in terms of Nintendo's online service, what I did like was that okay, they said I guess that's kind of what their response was to fans when Nintendo's online service first came out, because after that came out, when people started saying kind of like, hey, we need more for what we're paying, they introduced the expansion service, right? And it was an optional service where Nintendo said, you know what, we're gonna offer this package, and for some future expansions will be on here. You won't have to pay an additional fee for it, but you all you would need is your Nintendo Online Service account with the expansion, and you would be able to download it. So, how do we feel? I know you guys have touched it, about a little bit about that particular service, but for the future games, and for the current games like Mario Kart, having DLC on an online service part of your benefit. How do we feel about that in particular?
I think that's a great idea. There's all these games that they can go back and add DLC to, like Mario Odyssey, where I can almost surely guarantee you that Splatoon 3 is gonna have some type of DLC, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll add it as part of the expansion pack. And I play Animal Crossing and Mario Kart, so having the expansion pack automatically gives me that. That's like what 30. That's $50 right there that I would spend otherwise if it wasn't on the expansion pack. And
Mm-hmm.
as far as like anything else to add value to the expansion pack, I really think that they should start adding Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, and lead
Oh
that up
yeah.
to Game Boy Advance, or they could do Game Boy and Game Boy Color as part of the base subscription, and do Game Boy Advance as part of the expansion pack. I think the value will probably be better that way. But
Hmm.
who knows? I
Yeah.
just hope they don't do like, oh, if you want Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, you need the expansion pack plus service.
The extra expansion pack. Man, that yeah, I think it's something. It was really easy to make fun of when they first announced it, right? Because it's like, okay, so you just get N64 games, Genesis games, and which there's already like a Genesis collection on Switch, and then uh, like the Animal Crossing Online, like who cares about that? But it's probably going to be something that's much more worth it as time goes on. Because
Hmm.
yeah, I think especially now seeing they're doing it with Mario Kart as well. I think every like big Nintendo DLC from here on is going to be featured in that like online subscription. So
Yeah.
it probably is probably going to be something that's like much more worth it as time goes on, especially if they do start adding Game Boy stuff on there as well. And what I would love to see at some point is maybe if they could get some GameCube game ports,
Ooh,
like
yes.
they got like Sunshine. Sunshine's in 60 FPS on Switch, right?
Mm.
So like if they started doing more stuff like that, and maybe didn't try to scam people by saying that they're gonna get rid of it at a certain point
Oh my! Oh,
when you
that's
can you can walk into any Walmart right now and see a
It's
bunch of copies. Yeah.
Jeez.
So
Speaking of, real quick, let me just intercept real quick with the GameCube stuff. If they ever add that, I feel like they would, like, the frame rate and everything was, other than the upscaling to HD, of course, it would still be the same, because when they do like virtual console or things of that nature, they always want to keep the release as faithful to the original as possible. So unless it's a remaster, a re-release, they don't usually go in and like make it 60 FPS and widescreen and whatnot.
true. That is a good point.
Wait. So isn't Mario Sunshine wide frame 60 frames?
Yeah, but that was part of a collection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay, so like if they decide to just oh, okay, that makes sense.
Which,
Which
virtual console's more. Yeah, virtual console's more about like preserving the old games, and they don't really have any differences at all. So yeah, I see what you're saying about.
No, that makes sense, and that definitely. I want to talk about something that we did we did try to play in our stream, the new Mario Kart courses, and we did play them. So I do want to take this opportunity to talk about the Mario Kart, specifically the new DLC that was announced, and the courses that we did play. How do we feel about it, and why is the Ninja course your favorite one?
Well, that's a biased question right there, but anyway, I feel pretty good about it overall. It's 48 new courses.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can tell that they were not made natively using Mario Kart 8, because they were from Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game, and a lot of people. Let me go back. Some people have been having glitches with clipping because the stages the stages were meant to be played like on an auto runner, not free roam like you can in Mario Kart 8. In the mobile game, it just drives automatically, and all you do is turn left and right. You can't really go off course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you copy that level and put it on Mario Kart 8, where you can like drive anywhere, oh yeah, of course it's gonna have more issues with clipping. But anyway, overall, like even though it's not like native Mario Kart 8 stages that they built using that engine, they still feel fine. They look fine, and as far as like multiplayer goes, they're great. And I'm glad that they're adding more content to Mario Kart 8 until the Switch 2 or whatever comes out, when they can do a whole new Mario Kart.
Definitely. Like it just feels good to boot Mario Kart 8 back up, because that game is still really great. And I 100%ed it on Wii U, then 100%ed it again on Switch, like on like release years. So then it's been a while since I played it, and going back to it, and like since I haven't even played Tour, like a lot of these tracks are brand new to me. And Ninja Hideaway is pretty amazing. Like that is without a doubt the best one. But playing Coconut Mall again. Ooh. I don't even care if there's no Mii's. I don't even care if the grass textures and Toad Circuit look slightly, worse than native Mario Kart 8. Like it still is just nice to have all of this. And I think $25 for completely doubling the size of the game is actually pretty damn great.
Yeah.
And some people didn't have to pay that because of the subscription service. Yeah, so
yeah, I like the courses too. A lot of them were actually brand new to me as well, including the OB's favorite one, which was the Cloud one. That was actually brand new to me.
Sky Garden.
You've never played Mario Kart DS?
I did. Is it from that?
It's a Game Boy Advance stage, but it was the retro courses on Mario Kart DS.
Oh, then yeah, I probably played. I just didn't. The only one that keeps coming to mind about the Cloud is the pirate ship one, where it's the Mario Kart 8 one, the original one. Yeah, where you go through the pirate ship and then up above, and then the lightning hits. But I liked it. I like the courses. I think that it is very odd that they kept choosing to continue Mario Kart 8's Deluxe's cycle just makes me think, just knowing kind of how Nintendo's been, following kind of their trend. I'm kind of thinking like if they do ever release a Switch 2, then they would release Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Complete Edition.
No, no, they wouldn't.
Oh
and,
no.
and I can just picture it like they're just gonna keep Mario Kart 8 in the loop forever.
No, I mean their whole thing has been to do one Mario Kart per console because they don't want to devalue it and make people think, oh, there's just a new one coming out next year, and just production value go down from that. But
Oh, okay.
I guess they don't really consider the Wii U like a generation. They just want to forget about it. So Mario Kart 8 is now a Switch game.
Oh,
And to be fair to most people, Mario Kart 8 is a Switch game because the Switch has sold like what 100 and something million units, and the Wii U did just 13 million. So it's like 10 times more than the install base is like 10 times over. So a lot of people, this is the new Mario Kart, even though it came out in 2014.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Really good way to look at it, actually.
Yeah, that's really a good way, and I think that that sort of makes sense too, because if they, right now, like you said, I mean, if it's one of those things where if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, we're also getting to a point where like, what else can you really do to make it stand out?
Yeah,
The
maybe.
graphics already look really good, and it plays really well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, because now that you mention it, what else can they do with Mario Kart? Taking it into a different direction. It's like I don't even have an idea. Like,
Yeah, no, that's up to the geniuses at Nintendo.
bring back Double Dash, make it Triple Dash.
Oh, Triple Dash!
Triple
Oh boy,
Dash, or the sequel
three
to
people
Double
on
Dash.
one card.
I feel like already some of that is already part of Mario Kart 8 because they did bring back double items.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. They did. No, and that's great. And I still think that when Mario Kart 9 comes out, which some of you I know consider Mario Kart Tour to be 9, but I really wanna.
I mean, I say that jokingly, but from the way Nintendo's referring to it,
Yes.
it's like they consider that Mario Kart 9.
Yeah, I've seen the chart where it also puts the deluxe as a new game too.
Yeah.
So that is crazy. But jumping into a pretty wild question here. What wild direction would you want to see a series take next? And it could be any game, just any series. And what kind of wild direction would you want it to take?
I've got a good first answer.
Let me say this real quick. The Persona series and the direction I wanted to take is the Switch.
Never. It's never gonna happen.
But go ahead, Gurus. I'll say my actual one after you're done.
I am thou art a bitch. Persona 5 is not coming to Switch. Now, the one that I've wanted for a long time is I want them to take Smash, right? And scale it down after Ultimate, which is what a lot of people are talking about, because they'll never be able to make a game that big again. Bring in Capcom, have Capcom develop, and we get Capcom versus Nintendo. Or Nintendo versus Capcom. I think that
would
rolls
be
off the tongue a bit
interesting.
better. But a traditional 2D fighter made by Capcom, where you have all of the Street Fighter characters. All the characters from Marvel versus Capcom, but obviously no Marvel, because we're never going to get another one of those games. And then all the Nintendo characters, like all like the big first party ones with like full 2D fighter movesets and everything.
Hey,
I think it'd be really fun. Like yeah, that's like people have been kind of talking about this for a while. Like it'd be a really good idea, and just have Capcom like develop because their fighting game division has made some pretty good stuff. Not in the last decade, but this could be good. But yeah, I feel like something something like that, because like the only problem with that is you lose the accessibility that Smash has, because I know a lot of people aren't as into 2D fighters or anything, but I think it would be a really cool, fun idea. And yeah, I kind of wish that Nintendo would trust other people with their properties a bit more, which it seems like they're kind of starting to. You know, like we got like Cadence of
Mhm.
Hyrule, and that was super cool. So if Nintendo just trusted someone like Capcom to just take all of their first party characters and put them in a 2D fighter against, you know, whoever, like imagine if you could have like Dante and Virgil from Devil May Cry, or like Frank West from Dead Rising versus like Mario and Luigi, or Captain Falcon, which Captain Falcon would be sick.
Captain
Um,
Falcon would be sick to be in a Capcom fighting game.
uh-huh. So that's kind of what I'd like to see. Like it doesn't even have to necessarily be Smash, but I feel like if they wanted to keep like the same fighting game angle that Smash has, then something like that would be super cool. So that's what I would say. The wild direction I would want Smash to take is bring in Capcom
Mm.
and make Marvel versus Capcom, but just switch Marvel for Nintendo.
I feel
Okay.
like that will be more of its own thing, like its
Yeah,
own release.
probably. Yeah, because again, you lose out on that accessibility that Smash always has. But
Right? 'Cause how would that still be Smash if it's if it's
I mean,
2D?
hey, to be fair, you know, Bandai Namco makes Smash, and they do Tekken as well. So you
They
know, we
did
could
some
also get
right,
some kind
yeah.
of we could also get like a Tekken Smash crossover. I don't know. You know.
They sue the Smash Flash team and call it Smash Flash.
Oh boy.
What about you, Obi?
I would like to see Fire Emblem take a little bit more open world type of gameplay mechanics,
No
like kind of
taking
like
turns? Great.
yeah, I do want it. I do want that to stay in there, but
No.
like the 3DS game Echoes, it had some dungeons you could go in, and it was like a third person view of the character, and you could actually move around the dungeon, and you would see like the enemies approaching you, and you could like avoid them or like touch them to go into a battle mode and actually play through the strategy game. So I thought that was a pretty cool concept, and I hope eventually they expand on that. With the three houses, they kind of somewhat did something like that, with the main hub of the game being like this huge castle that you can walk around. So I thought that was pretty cool, but that's still just one area. I want the whole game to where you can like literally walk into a field, see the monsters or the enemy soldiers even, and just approach them, and then automatically be switched into this battle mode or battle view, and then just battle from there. You know, kind of like Pokemon, but with Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay, I can see that. I'm not too much of a fan of that taking turns thing with Fire Emblem. Like me personally, it takes me out of my groove, especially the music. Like the music is so good, and you're like attacking, and it's like something epic, like boom, 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 and then you do your one attack and you miss because the boss can dodge like that, and then it takes you out of that, and then it's like back to the
I
like the
mean,
map music, like do do do
That's just
do
turn-based games, man.
yeah, I mean,
and then again, dun, 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 the boss is attacking you, dun, 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 and then that's it. So that's what I can't do. But me
I feel like
personally,
if you change that, then it wouldn't be Fire Emblem. Like that's the whole game
yeah,
strategy.
I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you need to keep that turn-based
yeah,
strategy
OG.
with Fire Emblem.
Which reminds me,
I
you
don't
know
know.
what else takes turns?
Hmm.
That one Advance Wars game that keeps getting
Oh boy.
delayed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that, especially because in that Nintendo Direct, like there was rumors about, oh, Fire Emblem's gonna get a new game or a remake, and then the first thing that came up, I could tell, oh look, it's Fire Emblem, and I was hyped up, and then the word Warriors came on screen, and my hype went from 100 to 0.
Oh yeah,
Oh
But
man.
another Warriors game. Jeez.
at least this one is like more specific, like the Breath of the Wild one was. I forgot what it was called, but not
Yeah.
like general like Fire Emblem Warrior. So it was just everything mixed up, and it's just a filler story. this one, even though I think the story's not going to be canon, at least it has like it's focused on one game, so we can focus on the character building and the world building of just that game, and not this like weird made up world, just to make all of these characters work together from different universes and different timelines and whatnot.
Every time there's
Yeah.
time traveling. Okay. Well, for me, mine's gonna be kind of weird because it's weird and it's not weird. It's been an idea that's been going through my head since middle school, and which is, I really want Tetsuya Nomura to take over the Kingdom Hearts franchise and bring it over to Nintendo Worlds. But recently, I've been thinking maybe with video game worlds. I've been thinking that Kingdom Hearts 4 should be, since Sora, for those who haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, Remind, Sora ends up in, what we all believe to be Quadratum, which is a quote real world unquote. And I'm kind of wanting to see, and especially since Virum Rex is a video game character, I kind of want them to take Kingdom Hearts into no longer into a Disney World sort of thing, but into like a video game world. So what I mean by that is I would want to have Sora travel to, the Mushroom Kingdom, the Metroid Prime world, a Devil May Cry world, just video games as a whole. Like that, I think that's what I would want to see. I just think Kingdom Hearts is a really cool idea when it comes to like the worlds, except that when it's limited to Disney, sometimes, the story gets so dark, but then there you go with the so
I
that's
think
just
it would be
my
weird for Donald and Goofy to still be hanging around when you're going through like I can imagine Sora going through like a Bloodborne world and being, like
well,
everybody's like it's the night of the hunt, fear the old blood,
well,
and then
well,
Goofy's just like gosh.
well, of course, the thing with that is that, of course, Disney's gonna have to be like, okay, only some worlds can make it. Nintendo. A Link world. Imagine being in a Hyrule world where Sora's kind of in a green tunic, or maybe a black and red tunic, depending on his colors of his outfit, and then the story being the seven princesses of the video game world. I don't know, something like that. In regards, that's kind of like the really unique twist I would want Kingdom Hearts to take. I think, I mean, if it keeps going with Kingdom Hearts with Disney, I'm fine with that. But seeing Sora in Smash, for me, that's what I was picturing. Like, oh my god, this is happening. Sora finally meeting these Nintendo legends. Every
Shaking
single
hands with
one of
Mario.
them. And dude, oh my god, when he shook hands with Mario, bro, oh my god, I was so high. I was like, finally, they knew exactly what they were doing when they made that animation.
Yep. I have two dunks towards the Kingdom Hearts series. I'm trying to decide which one I should say. But I guess I'll say both of them. One, are you saying this because the Disney worlds in KH3 were so disappointing? And B, wait, what was the other one? I lost track because in my mind I was like, this is gonna be hilarious.
Well, for me, for that first question, no, it's more so like that's the crazy kind of like direction I would want them to go.
Yeah, no, it would be cool for sure. I'd like to see something like that. I just I'll any chance I get to bash modern KH, I do it. But yeah, that's the other thing too, is like I feel like this could be like a big possibility if we didn't get the KH games as cloud versions on Switch.
Oh well, yeah.
Like I feel like those were instantly dead on arrival, and now like
really were.
now the prospects of a Kingdom Hearts game on Switch, or just Nintendo in general, is like Square probably won't be into it, Nintendo won't be into it at all, and that's a damn shame. Like
Okay, that's fair, yeah, because I can see that.
well, but of course, I mean these are like outside of the box, whatever. These are all over the place, so like I still think it's a really good idea. I just, it's unfortunate how the series has been handled in multiple ways up to this point. you know. uh, I have another kind of crazy idea I'd like to see for a series as well. And it also, uh, it also is for a Dead series. If we want to talk about some of those as well, but so the director of RGG Studios that make the Yakuza games, which those are really good, by the way, has said before that he wants to take like F-Zero and make like a Yakuza style game of that where like
Yeah.
you have the crazy races and everything that is super fast, but then you also have playing as Captain Falcon on the streets taking bounties and
That's
stuff,
cool.
and then you get to beat people up because like that's the two aspects of Captain Falcon is he's really good at racing and the racing is like super fast, and then he also is just really good at beating the crap out of people, which is what you see in Smash. So you take two of those, combine them together, and it's basically like a Yakuza game. And
Mm,
would love to see that.
that does
Um,
sound cool.
if Nintendo ever feels like bringing back F Zero,
Yeah, for real.
who knows though?
Oh man,
Who
they
knows?
really should. But okay. Which is actually I don't know if Obi wanted to add to that before we move on here, or you good, Obi? No,
You have any more crazy, wild directions you'd want to see?
he's like when silence. He's like, no, I'm not gonna talk.
Dial
which
up.
which which brings us to our next sort of point, which is actually something that you were bringing up, Bruce. Uh, and that's in terms of the dead. What dead series you would want to see return? And me personally, part of that series is F-Zero. I really want them to bring that back to Switch. I think that F-Zero is just such a good racing game, GX in particular. I don't know why they're not bringing it back. I really don't know. I know they're in good terms with Sega, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, and even then, you've got the guys that made Fast RMX. Like those guys
Uh,
have gotten down
Sinan,
how to. Yeah, yeah, those guys have gotten down how to make like a really fast game that runs really smooth. Like that
yeah,
game never dips out of its 60 frames.
those
So
developers have always like been make they know how to get to the metal on Nintendo consoles. Like even on the Wii, you look at some other stuff. Like there was like this weird jet game. I forgot the name. It looked really good, like Mario Galaxy.
yeah, so just let those guys do it, man. They could make it F-Zero, but then also maybe if you want to include Sega again because Sega owns Yakuza, so if you want to include them again, maybe have a bounty hunting game as Captain Falcon. I don't know, it could be fun, you know.
Yeah, I just want to race again in the streets, vroom, vroom, with the G diffuser system, vroom, vroom, and see Fox out of nowhere, and then out of nowhere it's a crossover story, and then all of a sudden we'll see Ubisoft
Oh,
handling
Oh God,
handling another crossover.
you don't
oh
want to see
God, no.
Platinum Games?
Oh, that's right, Platinum Games
Ooh,
too. Oh
yeah,
no.
I mean, they made. I think the Star Fox Zero on Wii
Yeah,
U, like Platinum Games, is not to blame for that. It's
you don't think
definitely
so?
not.
Miyamoto's direction.
You think so? So it was. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he was the one that was taking creative control for that one, right? Like he was the one that
Yeah,
actually made the. I remember when he went on the E3 and he was like, "This isn't a reboot and this isn't a remake, but we're calling it Zero because it's like starting over." But
something we've never done with Star Fox before.
but yeah, like I just remember that particular. There were some cool moments in that game, but for sure, what other Dead series would you guys bring back?
I would bring back, and they kind of are Advance Wars, which we talked about little bit earlier before I went on a rant about Fire Emblem and
Mhm.
kind of forgot about it. But that one's at least they're bringing it back with the remake, the reboot camp eventually, whenever they feel like releasing it. But other than that, like a series I actually do want to see back is Golden Sun, even though
Mm.
it's an RPG. Last one was on DS, and we had to wait 10 years for that to come out. So I was hoping we could get one on 3DS, since it was like a lower budget system. But now with the Switch being an HD console and an RPG like that not selling over 1 million. Well, who knows how we could do, but I don't think Nintendo has that studio busy making Mario sport games, so they can't be working on a RPG that's not gonna sell as good as a Mario sports game. That's the reason why I think they're never gonna bring it back.
Mario Strikers, woo! Which I'm
That's
a big
actually
fan.
not.
That's next
That's
level
not
though,
made by
right?
them though.
Oh, I was thinking about
Yeah.
Mario.
I
Yeah,
think
Mario
they only
Strikers
make
is
like
next
Mario
level.
Tennis.
Way
yeah,
off.
next
Yeah.
level Mario Strikers.
Next level games.
Yep, my girl Daisy.
Yeah. So what about you,
Uh,
Bruce?
Another one that I was thinking, this is going outside the realm of Nintendo a bit. I would really love to see Dead Rising come back in some form. I don't know if you guys have ever played any of those games.
I have not.
They're some of like Dead Rising 1 and 2 are some of the most fun games Capcom ever made. Because the premise is you're stuck inside a place with a bunch of zombies and you can use everything as a weapon. And then Dead Rising 2 expanded on that by letting you make like combo weapons that are like really silly and out of like George Romero's Dawn of the Dead movies and stuff, just ridiculous stuff. And as the series went on after those, they kind of focused more on the ridiculous stuff than anything down to earth or really cool or realism, which is like kind of like what also happened in like the Saints Row series. But and then Dead Rising 4 happened, and it was supposed to be this big, like, hey, look, here's your nostalgia, because it's been 10 years since Dead Rising 1. And it's just like a complete embarrassment. There's a whole bunch of stuff that was in Dead Rising 1, like a launch 360 game, that you couldn't do in this PS4 game. So I'd really love to see Dead Rising come back in some form. Yeah. What else do we have?
Well, Obi, go ahead if you wanna add to that.
Yes. So there's one more that I can think of that I'm sure y'all will agree, because Nintendo spent like heavy money marketing this series on the 3DS. It even had like anime shorts. It
No.
had like AR cards.
Oh,
So what I'm talking about is Kid Icarus.
Oh yeah.
man.
They spent
Yeah.
big money bringing that back.
Oh
Like
my
they literally it was literally a reboot, because that series like didn't have it. It was a NES and Game Boy game. That's all it had before this game.
Yep.
So
oof.
Smash Brothers pretty much made this a thing, and now like after they spent all that money bringing it back, developing Pit as a character, giving him a voice actor, like all this universe, fleshing it out, they're just letting it die on the 3DS and not doing anything with it. And it sold pretty well, I mean, I don't think it sold the best, but I think it sold like over 2 million, which is not bad for a series like that,
My
an
boy
on-rail shooter.
Sakurai making a well-fledged game, a really funny game too, man. Like
Yeah, we
that
used to play it,
game was
remember?
funny. Yes, and the multiplayer was fun. It was really, really fun. Yeah, you're right. Kid Icarus for sure.
Kid Icarus Uprising had like some of like the best writing a Nintendo game has ever had. It's hilarious. Palutena is amazing. Pit too. The Pit is such a fun character. Like just that game is so good, even though its controls are kind of ass. I still think playing the game is fine, but it's designed to give you hand cramps. So if they just made another game on Switch that had like some kind of like better controls, dude,
Yeah.
just like you're saying, they are just allowing that game to just die. Like after they brought it back and it was a big thing and it was like so good, had such a good story and everything. Like they're sitting on gold. Just make another one. You have the voice actors. The voice actors are like, it's like the 10th anniversary this year, I think, right? And the voice actors
Yep.
are all doing interviews and saying like, yeah, we'd really love if Nintendo made another one. So, come on, guys, you're sitting on gold.
Speaking of like the Kid Icarus gameplay, there's another series that plays similar. I don't know if you guys know about it. Sin and Punishment. It had a release, the Wii game that I don't know what made me get it. I think it's just because it was a Nintendo published game, and I just wanted it because of that. But I got it and I never played the N64 one. and I was hooked to that game. It was so much fun, and I hope they bring that series back, or even a remaster of the Wii game will be fun too.
Yeah, no, that N64 game is so damn good. I remember that was one that like for a while I was just like, yeah, I'll play this eventually, but one day I forced myself to sit down and I played through the whole thing in like one sitting. Like it was so good. I know it's not that long, but yeah, there's so many series like here and there that it's just like, oh yeah, that hasn't had a game in like 10 years. Man, I'd love to see that again. Um, yeah, they need to. You know, there's even others you could say on other consoles. Like I would love to see another Sly Cooper, another
Oh.
Jack and Daxter. Considering like how good Insomniac is doing with Ratchet and Clank right now, I'd love to see the other PlayStation mascots come out. It's harder with Sly because that series had like an actual like plot structure that ended with 3, but then they made a 4th game and then the plot got weird. Like. But I would love to see more of that. You know, there's so many dead series out there that you just look at and you're like,
Yeah.
man, just do something. You poke it with a stick and you're like, come on, do something.
Yeah. What they gotta bring back is Destiny. That thing's been dead for years. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
Destiny 3. It's time.
It's
All
time
right?
for something. This could be another podcast.
Portal 3.
But for Portal 3, yeah, there you go.
Half-Life 3.
That game coming
Yeah.
to the
Valve
Switch is pretty cool.
At least they made Half-Life Alyx. At least they made a video game. Good job, Valve. You made a video game.
Yeah, whatever happened to them? They used to make they made all these good ass games, and then they just stopped making games. Like I
Yeah.
barely hear anything from them.
No, they haven't. That's why when Alex came out, it was like such a shock because it was like, whoa, you guys are developing games again, and like given it's for like VR, which not a lot of people have access to, so in that moment you're like, well, okay, I kind of wish you would just make regular games again, but yeah, like people have been itching for Valve games because you can see with stuff like Back for Blood, which came out and was a complete mess and kind of bad. Because it just couldn't capture how good Left 4 Dead was. That's the thing. All the games that Valve made in that era, Team Fortress 2, Left 4 Dead, Portal, are like untouchable. Those games are all masterpieces. And yeah, they just stopped. I don't know, or just be like, okay, yeah, we made Dota 2. That's good enough, I guess. So
I could just imagine. I don't know why I keep. It's because right now I was looking through my YouTube channel and I saw one of those sad Mario pictures. And now that we're talking about that series, someone's in the comments gonna be like, "They should bring back Nintendo. They suck." And I can see the thumbnail picture of Mario being sad.
Yo, why don't they bring back Mario?
Yeah, make him have a comeback or something.
Mario and Luigi is the only thing that needs to come back from Mario.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
But
And Paper Mario needs to come back too. I
Okay.
don't count the
Yeah,
new games.
a proper game. Maybe.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, because even though wow, I even forgot the name. I'm so sorry.
Let's
Origami.
be with that
Origami
voice.
King, Origami King. It was actually pretty funny. And it had its moments, but yeah, the battling system with the whole rotating this, I'm like, no. All right, no, that's not no.
Why
That's
do
too
we
far.
need gimmicks? Why
Yeah,
does every game
yeah.
have to have a new gimmick?
Like,
Just give me turn-based RPG
Yeah,
goodness, please.
yeah, I'll accept that for sure.
With a good story, good characters, not all toads,
Not
and
all
like Mario characters.
That would be
Louise.
cool, just like to add more characters, yeah, for sure. But to bring our first official live broadcast to a close, I do want to ask you guys what your favorite game publisher that isn't Nintendo.
It would be between Atlas, so I don't know if I should say Sega now. So I'll just say Sega. Between Sega and Square
I'd say
Enix.
both.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm a complete whore for most things that Square makes. But if I had to pick an absolute favorite, it'd be Capcom because I could just list off every series that Capcom has made that I'm just in love with. Devil May Cry. I just started playing Ace Attorney. That is great. Resident Evil, for God's sake. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom. Capcom just makes so many damn good games. And they're
So
like
proud.
they're in such a better place now than they were at the beginning of the 2010s. I'm so happy for them. But just Capcom, make a good fighting game again. Please put effort into Street Fighter 6. I'm begging you.
Well, for me, that's the thing. Like, okay, because here's my back. This might help to understand where I'm coming from. So the other games that I played, which I said was Destiny and the Majora's Mask, but Majora's being Nintendo, uh, Destiny being by Bungie, and then of course the other game that I'll casually play is Call of Duty, which is Activision. But the thing is, I hate both of them at the same time. so, and I don't really, something Obi constantly, criticizes me about, which is true, unfortunately, is I don't branch out to other games other than, Nintendo, Mario, Link, Call of Duty or Destiny, and when I do, like even Metroid, I never played a Metroid game. Jumped into Metroid Dread, and I fell in love with Metroid Dread. I was telling my girl so many times I kicked myself, so hard for not playing any of the Metroid games. It was just such a well-made game, but I guess I would say them, like the Mercury stream, because they're the only other game that I've played this year and last year that I've truly like. I replayed it in hard mode just to play it again. And I beat hard mode faster than I did normal mode. I don't even know how that's possible. And now I kind of want to try the whole get hit once and you die. but
Red
but
KO.
man, so yeah, so I guess I would say them for now, just because again I don't really branch out to a lot of games, and there's not really another game that has impacted me so much as Metroid Dread as of recently. I'm trying to really honestly think. The only other game I've been playing a lot that I haven't been playing lately is Arena of Valor, and that's in, what is it? MMO, not MMO, probably a mobile online game or something like that. But, yeah, that's the only one I've had fun with. But the one that I've had like a lot of fun and it changed my thought about the series was Metroid Dread for sure. So I'll say Mercury for now, and then oh well.
I'm more dev team than publisher, but whatever.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe you just need to play more games that aren't on Nintendo systems.
Oh yeah. Well. Okay. Oh, well,
That being said, play Xenoblade
Ubisoft.
Chronicles.
I was gonna say Ubisoft just because of the Mario and Rabbids game.
Oh, God.
I actually enjoyed it. Now here's the thing.
Wait! But you were just talking trash about turn-based strategy games.
Yes, okay, but okay, so this is the thing. So for me, it's I love it and I hate it, because I love it because it's
Because
Mario.
It's
It's
not
Mario.
Fire character.
Okay, I was trying to
It's
avoid
not
that.
the gameplay.
But,
It's not the gameplay he hates. It's the
Okay.
characters.
No, okay,
Right.
but here's the thing. I love it, but I do have to say, it was a game that kept getting what is that one proper word when something keeps getting stretching out something, the game kept like adding to the story. It kept just being too much. And the turn-based thing was cool because that's my number one thing about why I can't do Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is like Pokemon. Press A, watch animation, move cursor, press A, watch animation,
It's
move
definitely
cursor.
not like that.
Pokemon is press
Pokemon
A,
is like
press
that.
A, press A, press
Pokemon
A.
is like that.
Now-
Fire Emblem is not.
Now,
I mean, if you play normal mode, like you're supposed to, not if you're not a scrub and play normal mode, and if you just press A, your characters are gonna die, and when they die, you lose them.
yeah, and that's why I don't understand. I didn't even know that because I think I've always been playing in where they actually revive afterwards.
Lame.
Casual mode.
Probably that, because that was the mode that tells you, like, if you've never played Fire Emblem, play this so you can understand it. So maybe that's the problem. But for Mario and Rabbids particular, what I like to do is like Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door. Even though yes, it's AA, it still tells you to do the action command. So for the hammer, you gotta hold down the left stick, and even that, like, that's cool. And for action commands, you have to press A at a certain time. And with Mario and Rabbids, it's sort of the same thing, but more strategy when it comes to, like, okay, if I land here, I can hit him, jump back, shoot him again, and then I can get Kirby.
That's
and then,
literally
I mean, not
Fire
Kirby,
Emblem.
but maybe I just haven't. Maybe I haven't been giving it a fair shot, but that's why the only Fire Emblem I've ever played was Awakening, and I was just so confused, especially with the death scene, and I was like, what is this doing in a Nintendo game? And I was just like, okay.
When she jumped off the
She
thing.
jumped off the statue. I was like, what? That is crazy, but I did get Fire Emblem Warriors because it wasn't a turn based thing, but talking about that series just to kind of bring it back, because I had a series that I reminded myself of is Dylan's Rolling Western. That was my favorite game on the 3DS, man. I was rolling all over.
Which back.
Just keep
I was
rolling.
Never a big fan of that.
I was playing it. I was like, man, bring Sonic the Hedgehog here. Put Dylan in Smash, and it's done.
It felt Dylan's Rolling Western felt like shovelware to me when I played it. like I'm just gonna be honest.
Poor Dylan.
I'm gonna be honest. It felt like it felt like a money laundering scheme.
Poor Dylan.
Not for me. I'm not gonna not trash about it. I just did not like it, but it did feel polished.
I just for me it was so unique. Like, it was a new character, it was a new IP, and I was like, dang, this guy could definitely challenge Sonic.
Tower defense. It's tower defense.
I love that. I was like, ooh, this is fun. But truth be told, I didn't buy the second one because I just missed out on it completely, and then they forgot about it.
Why it failed.
Right, because I didn't buy it. But okay, I guess Ubisoft, and also, well, Ubisoft handled the Starlink, and Starlink with Fox on the, because the only way you can play Star Fox is on the Switch version, and that was good. First
Pretty much
time,
the only reason why people bought the game.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's true. That was when they announced Fox in the E3. I remember I was like, whoa, like, oh snap, Ubisoft at it again with them crossovers. But yeah, that's my thing. But okay, we've definitely been on this podcast for a little bit over an hour. This is our introductory podcast to everyone. We'll definitely be trying to do more podcasts, but before we leave here, Gruce, OB, anybody want to say some last words? Anybody want to bring something up as part of our last minute here?
Yes.
Ooh.
Mario versus Donkey Kong needs to be brought back.
Yes.
With push and that fluidity game.
Oh, yes. I love
that. Last thing I want to say is Phoenix plays Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yes.
Please.
I have Majora's Mask to play, and then Kirby, The Forgotten Land, coming out March 25th, ladies and gentlemen, which I will be playing too.
Won't take that long. Won't take that long to beat.
Nah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. But I will definitely be looking into getting Xenoblade, and it's recorded, so boom. See, I'm saying it. I will be looking into getting it. When I don't want to overwhelm myself with a lot of games. So many games coming out. It's man, I can't wait for Mario Strikers. I can't wait for Mario Strikers.
You need to play Xenoblade in May or April or May.
Oh, April.
Yeah. That's where you'll have a lot more time.
Perfect. What's coming out in May?
Dang, I'm so bad. I don't even remember. I just know there's a lot of games. Which one's coming out?
I don't think nothing's coming out in May.
That's why. That's why then that's going to be the time.
Now's the time between April and see, I should be able to do that. That's fair. I should definitely be able to do that. So we'll see.
It's only an 80+ hour game, you know.
I mean, I'm sure there's something coming out in May, but I just can't remember. Yeah. There has to be. It's the Switch. This is not the Wii U where we didn't have games for months.
For months.
There's definitely something coming out in May.
Jeez. All right. Well, Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Those who are listening to us, again, we'll definitely be doing more podcasts more frequently. FireFlowerPower is back, and we really hope you guys have a excellent day, Firebenders.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Thanks for listening.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Adios.